to my YouTube channel. It's Vietnamese with Thuy, and today we're going through some semi-vowels with their pronunciations. It's gonna be hard and tedious, so stay focused, okay? Now, let's begin. So for the first one, we have I. It sounds similar to the word buy in English. For example, thigh and nigh. Secondly, we have this sounds like the word calm in English. For example, nam and cam. Next one, an, which sounds like can in English. For example, than and lan. Ow. This one sounds like vow in English. For example, ow and cow. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any English word that sounds similar to it, so listen again. For example, sai and kai. This one sounds like the word mum in English. For example, tam and cham. Next we have an. This one sounds like the word ban in English. For example, an and chan. Next we have Again, unfortunately, this one doesn't have any English word that sounds similar to it. So listen again. For example, come and mum. Next we have un. This one doesn't have any word that sounds similar to it in English. For example, gun and sun. Next we have a. For example, guy and may. Next, am. This one sounds similar to damn in English. For example, cam and tam. And this one sounds like man in English. For example, shan and lan. Aim. This one sounds like same in English. For example, dame and tame. Next we have in. This one sounds like the word man in English. For example, ten and chain. Ew. This one doesn't sound like any word in English. For example, tail and tail. Ear. This one sounds similar to the word ear in English. For example, beer and cheer. Im. This word sounds similar to the word slim in English. For example, im and chim. in. This one actually sounds like the word in English. For example, in and been. Ew. This one sounds like the word new in English. For example, till. This one sounds like the word bomb in English. For example, gom and bomb. On. This one actually sounds like the word on in English. For example, ngon and shon. Oi. This one doesn't sound like any word in English. So listen again. Oi. For example, moi and coi. This one sounds like the word term in English. For example, cơm and rơm. Earn. This one sounds like the word earn in English. For example, hơn and sơn. Ơi. This one doesn't sound like any word in English. So listen again. Ơi. For example, bơi and chơi. Ôm. This one sounds like the word home in English. For example, ôm and tôm. Own. This one sounds like the word own in English. For example, hôn and thôn. Oi. This one doesn't sound like any word in English. So listen again. Oi. For example, xôi and môi. Ua. This one sounds like tour in English. For example, cua and mua. Uê. This one doesn't sound like any word in English. For example, thuê and quê. This one sounds like bloom in English. For example, sum. Un. This one sounds similar to the word noon in English. For example, chun and jun. Ui. This one sounds like the word cruise in English. For example, chui and vui. Ui. This one sounds similar to the word we in English. For example, hui. Ua. This one doesn't sound similar to any word in English. So listen again. Ua. For example, chua and dưa. And last but not least, This one doesn't sound like any word in English also. So listen again. So that's the end of our diphthongs list. Now let's go through the list again. I, am, an, I, an, an, a, am, en, em, en, ew, ear, ew, im, in, on, I, ơn, ơi, ôm, ôn, ôi, ua, uê, un, ui, uy, ưa, So that's the end of our second lesson, which is about the diphthongs and their pronunciation. Some of them may be unfamiliar to you and you may find it hard to pronounce it, but don't be worried, keep practicing and press on. If you find it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can also leave a comment on what you think about my video, as well as what you would like me to do for the next video. I will also upload the file of our lesson today below, so don't forget to check it out. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye and see you again!